There is one simple electrolyte drink that may help your body retain fluids much more effectively than plain water. And the most interesting part is that most people over the age of 60 rarely even think about it. This isn't just another marketing trick. The fact is, maintaining proper hydration requires more than just water. Your body also needs electrolytes, sodium, potassium, magnesium, and other minerals. If a person drinks plenty of plain water but doesn't get enough electrolytes, they may still experience weakness, fatigue, or muscle cramps. Imagine a 71-year-old woman. She always carried a bottle of water with her. She drank in the morning, during the day, and in the evening. But despite all that, she sometimes felt dizzy when getting up from a chair or out of bed. At night, she would get painful leg cramps, and after lunch, her energy would practically disappear. People kept telling her to drink more water. She listened, but the problem didn't go away. And this is where things get interesting. As we age, the balance of fluids and electrolytes in the body can change. It can also be affected by diet, physical activity, hot weather, and certain medications. So sometimes the issue isn't simply how much water you drink. It's also important to consider whether your body is getting the minerals it needs. That's why I want to tell you about 6 simple drinks that contain electrolytes and can provide an additional source of fluids. No expensive sports powders, no bottles costing dozens of dollars, and no need to buy special electrolyte mixes. Some of these options can be made using ingredients you may already have at home. But before we begin, tell me in the comments, how old are you and do you ever experience weakness or dizziness when you stand up quickly? I really do read the comments. Now let's move on to drink number 6. It's aloe vera juice. You're probably used to seeing aloe vera in skincare products or treatments for sunburn. But there is also food-grade aloe vera juice, which is made from the inner part of the aloe leaf. It may contain minerals such as potassium, magnesium, calcium, and sodium. And electrolytes like these help the body maintain proper fluid balance and support normal muscle function. However, there's an important point to remember. Not every aloe vera juice is suitable for drinking. You should choose a product specifically intended for consumption and carefully check the ingredients. In addition, aloe vera may not be suitable for everyone, especially people with certain medical conditions or those taking medications. So you shouldn't think of it as a treatment for dehydration. But as one possible mineral-containing beverage, it is certainly worth knowing about. And this is only number 6. The next options are even more interesting, including a drink you can make with just a few ingredients that you may already have at home. So don't miss the next one. Aloe vera can be an interesting addition to your diet because of the compounds found in its inner gel. One of them is polysaccharides, complex carbohydrates that may help support the normal condition of the intestinal lining. And this matters for more than just digestion. Your intestines play an important role in absorbing water and various minerals from the foods and drinks you consume. When the intestinal lining is irritated, normal digestive function may be affected, and this could also influence how efficiently fluids are absorbed. Some studies have explored the effects of aloe vera compounds on intestinal health and signs of irritation, although there is still not enough evidence to say that aloe vera directly improves hydration. If you want to make an aloe vera drink at home, use only the clear inner gel of the plant. You can purchase purified aloe gel or carefully remove the gel from a fresh leaf yourself. For a simple drink, take about 2 tablespoons of purified aloe gel and mix it with 1 glass of cold water. Stir well or blend until smooth. To make the flavor more enjoyable, you can add a little lemon juice or a small amount of honey. But there is one important thing you should never overlook. Avoid using the yellow liquid or the outer part of the aloe leaf. They may contain aloin, a compound with a strong laxative effect. That's why you want to use purified inner gel only. If you're buying bottled aloe vera juice, always check the ingredients. It's better to choose products that have been processed and purified to remove aloin. And don't start with a large amount right away. Try a small serving first and see how your body responds. For some people, aloe vera can cause stomach discomfort or loose stools. Now let's move on to the next drink. Number 5. Watermelon juice. Why does a juicy slice of watermelon feel so refreshing on a hot day? The answer is simple. It contains a huge amount of water. Watermelon is roughly 92% water, making it a delicious way to add more fluids to your diet throughout the day. But it's not just about the water. Watermelon contains potassium and magnesium, along with smaller amounts of other minerals. Potassium is especially important for maintaining normal fluid and electrolyte balance and supporting healthy cell function. For example, a glass of fresh watermelon juice can provide a meaningful amount of potassium. And there's another interesting compound found in watermelon, L-citrulline. Once inside the body, some L-citrulline is converted into L-arginine, which is involved in the production of nitric oxide. Nitric oxide plays an important role in blood vessel function by helping them relax and widen. That's why watermelon is interesting not only as a refreshing summer fruit, but also as a source of water, minerals, and naturally occurring compounds. At the same time, it's important to understand that watermelon juice isn't a magical replacement for water or a complete electrolyte solution, but on a hot day, it can be a tasty way to increase your fluid intake while also getting some minerals. And things get even more interesting from here, because the next drink combines not only water, but also electrolytes in a more concentrated form. Their heart rates return to normal noticeably faster than those of participants who received a placebo. One possible explanation is more effective fluid replenishment and better support for normal blood circulation. Interesting results were also reported in a 2014 study published in the journal Nutrients. Researchers found that consuming watermelon increased blood arginine levels by about 22%. This was associated with improved vascular function and more efficient fluid distribution throughout the body. Making watermelon juice at home is incredibly simple. Take about 3 cups of ripe watermelon, cut it into small pieces, and put them into a blender. Blend until completely smooth. You don't really need to add any extra water because watermelon already contains a very high amount of water. If you want to make the drink a little richer in electrolytes, you can add a very small amount of sea salt, about 1/8 of a teaspoon. Sodium helps your body retain fluid. For extra flavor, you can squeeze in the juice of half a lime. It gives the drink a refreshing taste and provides some vitamin C. If you're planning to exercise, try drinking it about 30 minutes before physical activity. This gives your body time to begin absorbing the L-citrulline naturally found in watermelon before you start sweating heavily. But you don't have to drink it only before a workout. A glass of watermelon juice in the afternoon can also be a refreshing way to increase your fluid intake, especially on hot days. There's one more important thing to remember. Try not to store freshly blended watermelon juice for too long. Once the fruit is blended, its nutritional properties can gradually change, so it's best to drink it relatively soon after preparing it. If you want to prepare it in advance, you can pour the juice into ice cube trays and freeze it. Then, when you're ready to drink it, simply blend the frozen cubes. Watermelon juice can be a fantastic option for staying hydrated on a hot day. But now let's move on to the next drink, one that's even simpler and more accessible. Number 4, lemon and sea salt water. This is probably one of the simplest homemade drinks you can make to support fluid intake. You only need 3 basic ingredients: water, fresh lemon, and a small amount of salt. So why can this combination be useful? It comes down to a mechanism that takes place in the small intestine. When sodium is present together with a small amount of glucose, specialized transport systems help the body absorb water more efficiently. This same basic principle is used in oral rehydration solutions, which are medically recommended to restore fluids and electrolytes during significant dehydration. So it's not just about the water itself. The right combination of fluid and electrolytes can help your body make better use of that fluid. Lemon adds flavor, a small amount of natural sugar, citric acid, and vitamin C. Meanwhile, a small amount of salt provides sodium, one of the body's essential electrolytes. But don't overdo the salt. More is not necessarily better. People who have been advised by their doctor to limit sodium intake should be especially careful. You can make this drink in less than a minute. Pour some water into a glass, add a little fresh lemon juice, and mix in a small pinch of salt. Simple, quick, and made with ingredients you probably already have at home. But if you're experiencing severe dehydration, especially with vomiting or diarrhea, homemade lemon and salt water should not replace a properly prepared oral rehydration solution or medical care.